Wow, the Miami Heat managed to stay alive in Game 6, pulling off a huge upset. They were plus 350 money line underdogs. Jimmy Butler put up 47 points, and they're sending this thing back to Miami. We're going to have Game 7 in Miami, and this game is projected to be much, much closer. You can see that the Celtics on most sports books are minus 140, minus 145, minus 137 favorites. So the Celtics are still slight favorites, but they were like minus 450 in Game 6. So this game is projected to be much closer. So if we look at, current odds on Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest bookmaker in the world, we can see that the Boston Celtics are minus 131 moneyline favorites, plus 119 dogs. So if we put that into a zero vig odds calculator, we can see that betting markets are implying the Celtics are roughly 55.4% to win this game. So this game should be very close, and we are going to be going through our best two bets for this game. Early betting for Game 7 of Celtics Heat on May 29th. So the first bet I really like is a player prop. Jimmy Butler put up 47 points in Game 6. I'm going with Jimmy Butler over 1.5 made threes on FanDuel. This is plus 138 odds on FanDuel. You can see that Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest bookmaker in the world, they're only giving us plus 114, right? They're only giving us plus 114, so we're getting 24 cents of improvement from the sharpest sportsbook in the world on Jimmy Butler over 1.5 made threes. So again, it's all about finding value as a sports bettor, and you can see, Resorts World giving you plus 130, but DraftKings all the way down at plus 110, Caesars plus 110, Pinnacle plus 114. Odds are always highlighted in green on OddsJam. So we can see right here, Jimmy Butler over 1.5 threes. This is the best price you can get in New York, plus 138 odds on FanDuel. So this is going to be the first bet I'm going to go ahead and lock in. Try to bet 500. FanDuel's like, yo, you've made too much money off us. We'll give you 144.90. So first bet for Game 7, Heat Celtics, May 29th. Jimmy Butler over 1.5 made threes. Obviously, he doesn't attempt a lot of threes, but Game 7, he's going to be putting it all on the line again, and I really like this bet, and the math supports it. 144.90, Jimmy Butler over 1.5 made threes. So I'll go ahead, I'll add this bet to my OddsJam Bet Tracker. A green check mark will show up, and this bet has a profit margin of 3.74%. So 3.74%, 144.90. Jimmy Butler over 1.5 made threes, 3.74% EV, 144.90. So that's the first bet I have. The next bet I have is a play in the total. So Resorts World Bet, a new sportsbook in New York, you can get under 199 points minus 115 odds. So after sportsbooks initially opened odds for the Heat Celtics game, it was above 200. The line came crashing down. The series overall has been relatively low scoring, and betting markets are projecting that this game is going to go under 200 points. Game 7, the defenses should show up. So we can see most sportsbooks have the current total very low, set at 197.5. It's again come crashing down like 4 points since sportsbooks opened markets. And we can see that Pinnacle even has the under 197.5 favored, right? They have this favored, and we're able to pick up under 199 points, minus 115 on Resorts World, right? So looking at all the data in the market, this seems pretty great. DraftKings has this minus 130. Pinnacle has this minus 131 with only 15 cents in market width. So this is another positive EV bet, 2.93% profit margin and only 15 cents in market width. So minus 131 plus 116, that was the market on Pinnacle Sportsbook. So if we go here, plus 116 on over 199, minus 131 on the under 199, this bet has a win probability of 55%. So we're going to go ahead and lock in our play on the total on Resorts World. Go ahead and place it. And again, you got to have multiple sportsbooks as a sports bettor. Placing one bet on Resorts World, one bet, one player prop bet on FanDuel for Game 7. So hopefully they take this bet. I'm not sure what's taking so long. And then I'll go ahead and I'll add the bet to my bet tracker. So again, the total's ripping lower. OddsJam is constantly scanning all of these markets across sportsbooks, player props, everything for you to show you line movements in an actionable way, right? To show you data presented in an actionable way so you can find good bets with positive profit margin. So 2.93% profit margin on our bet on the total, $500 stake, 1465 in EV. So 2 uncorrelated bets we have, essentially, for Game 7. Heat Celtics Game 7 on May 29th, 1465 in profit margin on under 199 points. The slightly higher EV bet, we were limited on FanDuel to a stake of 144.90, 542 in EV. $20 total in profit margin on our bets, 2 bets for today. And I'll go ahead and I'll add the second bet to my OddsJam Bet Tracker as the total continues to move lower. And again, you want to add bets to your bet tracker for a few reasons. First of all, you want to know your profit and loss as a sports bettor, as well as how often you're beating the closing line right here, right? You need this number above 50%. If this number is above 50%, the ROI, the profit is going to follow. So what I like to do, at the end of every day is just kind of go through my bet tracker and make sure I'm beating the closing line consistently, right? I like to go through this and just make sure I'm beating the closing line consistently. So I hope you found this video helpful. 2 bets, 2 early bets, total crashing down. This game is projected to be much, much closer. Closer with the Celtics as roughly minus 125, minus 130, fair odds on the money line. So should be an interesting Game 7 tomorrow. Let's make some money betting on it.